Namaste friends. Makar Sankranti is just over and the sun, Lord Sun, is heading northwards from southern direction, the onset of spring. Like the changing of seasons, our body, our mind and our emotions also undergo a lot of change. Onset of winters and end of winters, which marks the beginning of the spring. The Vat and the Kapha doshas are very prominent in the body, and there is a lot of accumulation of mucus, cough, cold, and phlegm and inflammation inside our bodies, and respiratory tract suffers a lot. In yoga, we have practices which can stimulate the heat in the body and help us to adapt to the changing seasons so that we do not catch cough and cold so easily. It boosts our immune system and helps to reduce the lower metabolism and increase our immunity to all these problems. So today we are going to concentrate on this session where yoga practices will help you to increase heat in the body and help you to reduce cold and cough, which we are more prone and susceptible to these changing seasons. Now we shall begin with certain loosening practices that will help us to create heat in the body. So let's see what are these exercises. Please practice along with Sir. Start. Side bending. Every time you go down, you exhale forcefully from the nose. Start slowly and gradually increase the speed. Increase the speed now. Faster, 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 faster. Slow down, slow down. Relax. Let the breath come to its normal position. Next, side twisting. Hands in front of you, both the palms, elbows parallel to the ground with hands folded, and start from this position. Begin. Take one hand back and then gradually like this. We call it air cutting also. Faster. You begin slowly and to generate heat, you make it faster. Slow down. Relax for some time. Let the breath come to normal. We are heating up the body to reduce the effect of cold and cough, accumulated phlegm in the lungs. Now we shall begin with jogging. Start with very rhythmic movements slowly on your toes. Now backward jogging where your heels will touch your buttocks. See? Come on. Faster. All of you practice. Slow down. Continue jogging. Turn. Now we will do front jogging where knees will try to touch the chest. Start. This will generate a lot of heat in your body. Slow down. Your blocked nose will start flowing. And now kicking to the side, side jogging. Slow down and gradually relax. Now Mukh inhale from the air and exhale from the mouth. Blow out the air from the mouth every time you inhale, blow out from the mouth. Relax. Now come to Shavasana. Relax for some time. Lie down on your mat with legs apart, hands apart. Just relax and totally relax. Let the breathing come to normal. Do not manipulate your breath. Let it come to normal. Now slowly breathe in deeply and breathe out. Breathe in, inflate your abdomen up. Breathe out, put your stomach in. Breathe in and breathe out. From here we will go to Pavan Muktasana rocking. So what you do here is bring your legs together, fold both your legs at the knees and clasp them, interlocking your fingers so that the firm hold is there, like this. And then you start gradually rocking on your spine. Start. Every time you come up, you try to stand on your feet, putting your buttocks up from the floor. This is Pavan Muktasana rocking. Again, heat creating. This is also very good for people who are having constipation and gastric problems. Very good for the flexibility of the spine at the same time. And good warming up. Relax. You can do 10 to 20 rounds. Relax in Shavasana again. And from here, we are going to go into Surya Namaskar. Surya Namaskar is a very invigorating practice that builds heat in the body. So slowly come to standing position from here. We will now begin Surya Namaskar, which produces a lot of heat in the body. At the same time, it balances the doshas in our body. Starting with Namaskar Mudra. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Relax for some time. Next round, we will do even faster. Start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Relax. Third round, even faster. Start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Relax. A regular practice of Surya Namaskar not only energizes your body, it also increases your immune system so that you do not get cold and cough easily, and helps to release all the accumulated phlegm from the lungs. It cleanses your respiratory tract. The faster you do the Surya Namaskar, your nose blockages will open and your immune system will build up gradually. Relax. We will now begin with our practice of Kapalbhati. But there are a few limitations. People who are suffering from heart ailments, hypertension, back pain, intestinal problems, hernia, or immediate surgery, or pregnant women are not supposed to do this particular practices. Also, Kapalbhati should be practiced in an empty stomach. Please don't practice it after having your meals. It might have different effects on you which could be very adverse. So let's practice Kapalbhati. How do we practice Kapalbhati is, now here what we do is, since it's a cleansing practice, the method of doing it is something very different. So what we do here is, we first inhale very deeply, and the same inhalation which we have taken, we will throw out in small exhalations, like with a jerk, and every time you throw out your exhalation, the abdomen moves towards inside. It moves inside towards your spine. So every time we are exhaling, there's a movement of the stomach like this. It goes in. And the inhalation, what happens to inhalation? Inhalation is there, but it is very passive. So Kapalbhati is a practice where you have a forceful exhalation, but inhalation is very passive. So what it does to you, a very beautiful benefit of this passive inhalation and very strong exhalation is, it eliminates carbon dioxide to a very high level. At the same time, absorption of oxygen is also at a very abnormally large level. That's why Kapalbhati is also very good to keep you healthy, strong, concentrated, and energized. So let's see how we practice. We will show you first the movement, how the passive inhalation happens and how the forceful exhalation happens in a very slow manner so that you understand. And then we will practice the different types of Kapalbhati once you can practice the movements along with the breath. So how it happens is, first we inhale. You look at a demonstration, both of us. Also, I would like to mention to you, you can form Padmasana in this position. The best is doing Kapalbhati in Padmasana position, or if not, you can do it in Sukhasana. Don't try to do it in Vajrasana, because you know, once you are very absorbed in it, body might lose balance. So a perfect triangular position is very good for Kapalbhati. So let us see how Kapalbhati is done. So first we will inhale deeply, and while exhaling we'll leave small breaths forcefully out, flapping our abdomen in and out. Okay, let's begin. So inhale deeply, start. Now look at the movement of the abdomen over here. Can you go a bit slow, sir? See, every time he is exhaling, listen to the voice of the breath. The abdomen is going in, 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 out, in, out, in, out, in. So every time your breath goes out, the abdomen goes in forcefully. That's the way Kapalbhati is done. But remember, you are not supposed to put your shoulders up. Many people do this mistake. They do like Kapalbhati like this. No, shoulders have to be still, only then the movement of abdomen will be there. So let us practice Kapalbhati properly now. Now once you do Kapalbhati, what happens, since you have almost eliminated all your carbon dioxide, body goes to a level of Kumbhak, Keval Kumbhak, sudden stoppage of breath. So don't manipulate your breath. If the breath stops for some time, let it be. That's how Kapalbhati works. Okay. So this is how. So every time you exhale, bum, the abdomen goes in. That is the technique. Shoulders remain relaxed and still. Don't move them. Try to have chin mudra and then do it. So what we will do today is, we will do Kapalbhati with the left nose. After that we will do Kapalbhati with the right nose. And then we will do Kapalbhati with alternate nostrils. And after that we are going to do Kapalbhati normally with both the nostrils. This is we are doing so that you can learn at ease and learn it very nicely. Okay. Now, how many times should Kapalbhati be done? That's a big question. Well, we will start with 10 strokes, maybe a minute. But actually the ideal time is 120 strokes a minute. But that will come only with practice. If you're not able to do, don't get nervous about it. Don't get bothered. Don't get anxious. Gradually, as you practice every day, you will get into it. For students, it's an excellent practice because it increases your concentration level. And as student, we all need that, isn't it? So let's practice Kapalbhati. So take your right thumb, put it on your right nostril so that your right nostril is blocked. Okay. Now inhale deeply from the left nostril and start exhaling forcefully from the left nostril. 10. Stop. Slowly bring down the hand. This is left nostril Kapalbhati. Now we will do it from the right side. From the right side, closing our left nostril. Remember, we did only 10 strokes. So start with 10 strokes, then you go to 20 next day, then you go to 30 next day. So within a week, you are able to do a lot of strokes in 1 minute. Okay. So now take the left hand, left thumb, close your left nostril and exhale only from the right nostril forcefully. Inhale deeply. Stop. your hands down, keep your eyes closed. So we did right nostril, we did left nostril. Now we are going to do alternate nostril. For an alternate nostril, you adopt this Nasika Mudra. That means your last two fingers, the little finger and the ring finger are out and the thumb is out, and these two fingers are bent like this so that the movement becomes easy like this, you see. So it becomes easy. So what you will do, same way you will do Kapalbhati, opening and closing alternate nostrils. So we will do it 10 to 15 rounds. Please see carefully, and at the same time remember you have to push your stomach up and front and back. Okay, keeping your shoulders still. Shall we start, sir? Start. Release and relax. Open your eyes. Now all this helps you to purify, cleanse your respiratory tract, cleanse your nasal passages. Remember, Kapalbhati helps you to do this. So it creates a lot of warmth and heat in the body as well. So very good for cold and cough in changing seasons. Now we will do with both the nostrils. Remember, the sound of exhalation should be there. Only then you will understand that Kapalbhati is happening. Don't have a passive inhale. No. Loud exhalation sound should be there. Okay? Okay. We'll have 10 strokes, sir? Hmm? Okay. We'll begin. Breathe in. After forcefully exhaling your breath, the breathing automatically stops and you go to a kumbhak, a sudden automatic stoppage of breath. Feel that. So this is Kapalbhati, friends. Please do it regularly. Start with left nostril, then right nostril, alternate nostril, and gradually you will come with both the nostrils. So do it stage by stage so that you can learn properly. One of the best practices you can do to eliminate cough and cold. Om chanting 3 times. Breathe in deeply.
असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्युर्मा अमृतङ्गमय ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ